In this class, we are going to discuss the factorization method, factorization method of solving quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. So, how to use factorization method to solve any given quadratic equation. That is what this class is on. To be straightforward, I'm going to give us one example, and I will try my best to ensure I explain the step-by-step guide on how to use factorization method to solve any given quadratic equation. But let me sound this. Factorization method cannot be used to solve all given quadratic equations. There are some quadratic equation that you cannot use factorization method to solve. So when you come across such, you'll be able to know that, okay, that means I'm going to use another method to solve it. Now, how do we use factorization method? Let's say, for example, let's say you have a given equation. Find the root of the equation, find the root of the equation equation 2x plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. You have to find the root of the equation 2x² plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. Don't forget, we want to use factorization method. We want to use factorization method. How do we go about it? Just say 2x² solution. 2x², oh sorry, 2x², second in number. 2x² plus 7x plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. The first thing to do, in case your question may not be this way, the first thing to do is that you ensure you move every terms you have at the right hand side of the equation to the left hand side of the equation. That is the first thing to do. Though in this question, our equation is equal to 0. That means every other thing at the right hand side has been moved to the left hand side of the equation. That is the first thing. The second stage is, okay, let me write it down. First step, move every terms from right hand side of the equation to left hand side of the equation. So that means your equation must equal to 0. If you do that successfully, you must have 2x² plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. That's what you must have. So I said this because in your own equation, or the examiner may want to test your knowledge and rearrange your equation in a way that may look confusing. That's why I have to say this. So the next thing is Multiply is next procedure is you multiply the terms with highest power of x, highest power of x with, please take note, with the term with lowest power of x. You multiply the term with highest power of x with the term with the lowest power of x. So in this case now, the term with highest power of x is 2x squared. You have to multiply it. Multiply by the term with the lowest power of x. The term with the lowest power of x here, you agree with me, is what? It's 15. Because the power of x here is 0. So that means it has the lowest power of x. So you have to multiply it. You are going to get what? 30, sorry, it's minus. This is minus. So take note. Please take note of the sign. Let's take note of this sign. Minus 15. So 2x squared times minus 15 will give us minus 30x squared. Minus 30x squared. What will be our next thing? Our next thing is, our next thing is, you know what? You now find two factors. Find two factors. 3. Find two factors. Two factors such that when you multiply them, when you multiply them, they give they give minus 30s squared. But when you add them, you add them, comma, they give the middle terms. They give the middle terms. The middle terms. Which is what? Which is 7x in this case. It is 7x in this case. Am I communicating now? So then you have to find two terms such that when you multiply them, they're going to give you minus 30x squared. And when you add them, they must give you 7x. So let's look for the two terms. Let's look for the two terms. So this is where this method is very, very, very confusing. People do find this area very difficult, but if you understand this thing very carefully, very well, it's very simple. Let's look for two terms. The two terms it can be, let me give you expo. What are the factors of that? It can be 2 and 15, 2 and 15. It can be terms you can multiply to give you 30. So if you look at this what I am giving you here, if you look at them very well, you see that out of these two combination, out of the pair, Which of them can be added together to give you either you subtract, in mathematics, when you say add, it can be subtract or you add, you plus or you minus. When you say add in mathematics, you can see which one of the pair can give you 7 if you add or subtract them. You agree with me? It is this. It is this one. Hmm? Don't forget, this one must be plus 7x. Hmm? So you look at this pair very well and see how you can add them to give you 7x. So that means for you to add them to give you 7x, you must say 10x minus 3x. That means this 10 must be positive and this 3x must be what? Negative. So, and if you say plus, if this one is plus and this one is, if this is minus and this one is plus, you can say minus 3 times minus 10 will give you 30. So that means the two factors we are looking for are minus 3x and what? And plus 10x. If you if you multiply the two together, you're going to get minus 30x. If you add the two together, it's going to give you plus 7x. So these are the two factors we are looking for. The something said, find the find the two factors such that when you multiply them together, they give you minus 30x squared. But when you add them together, they give you the middle terms. And the middle term is this equation is what? Is 7x. Then you now rewrite your equation. We have gotten this. Our next procedure will be rewrite the equation. Rewrite the equation. This is where this method gets the name. Rewrite the equation. But when you write the equation, put the two factors. Put the two factors in position of 7x plus 7x. So the something will now be this. Now be this. What will it now be? It now become 2x squared minus 3x plus 10x minus 15 is equal to 0. This is where this method get the name from. What we did is we'll multiply the terms with the highest power of x with the term with lowest power of x to get our minus 30x squared. We now look for two terms such that it will replace 7x, and these two terms must be such that when you add them together, it must give you 7x. But when you multiply them together, it must give you minus 30x. So it's not that we just bring this from somewhere. We got it from the equation in our front. So after you have gotten this, you can now pair this. You can now pair them. Mhm. Pair them. Okay, these first two be together. The last two let them also be together. As simple as that. Then you now take out what's common to the two brackets. What common to them? You factor it out. You factorize it out. This is where the name come up. You factorize it out. For the first bracket, what common here? 2x. Sorry. No. Sorry. It's not 2x. It should be x only. It's x only. What common here is x only. Take it out. X. And when x go here, this one become 2x minus this one remain 3. Abi? This one too, the second bracket, what common to them? 5. Only 5 plus 5 in this case, right? Yes. So when 5 goes in 10x, we're going to have 2x minus, when 5 goes in 15, it will be what? 3 is equal to 0. Now, this is where you are going to get, you are going to know if you get this something correctly. Because what you have inside the two brackets must be the same. No manipulation. If it is 2x minus 3, the second one must also be 2x minus 3. Not that one will be 2x minus 3, another one will now be 2x plus 3. No. So after you have gotten that, you can, if you see this clearly, you see that what we have inside the two brackets are the same. Therefore, you take one of the bracket by saying 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, or this and this, x plus 5 is equal to 0. Hmm? If you do that, you can say that 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 5 is equal to 0. You cannot have, you cannot have, let me scroll this, you cannot have 2x is equal to, take minus 3 to this side of the equation, you have plus 3, right? Or take 5 to this side of the equation, you have x is equal to minus 5. Am I communicating now? So for here, divide both sides by 2. You're going to have x is equal to 3 divided by 2, or x is equal to minus 5. You can conclude that x is equal to one whole number 1 over 2, or x is equal to minus 5. So these are the roots of the equation 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. So this is how to solve quadratic equation using factorization method. Let's go over this again. Let's go over this again. Let's go over this again. I said, want to use factorization method to solve the equation 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. Abi? Then I said the first thing to do is that you arrange your equation such that you leave everything, you shift everything from the left, from the right hand side of the equation to the left hand side of the equation. So you're going to have 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. That means you must equate that equation to 0, and that will have. So after we do that, then you multiply the term with the highest power of x. The term with the highest power of x is 2x squared. You multiply it with the term with lowest power of x. The term with lowest power of x is what? Is minus 15. You multiply them together, you're going to get minus 30x squared. Don't forget the signs. Very, very important. Then you now look for two terms. This is where it gets tricky. You look for two terms. These two terms must be such that when you multiply them together, it must give you minus 30x squared. When you add them together, it will give you plus 7x. So these two terms are minus 3x and plus 10x. When you add them together, it's going to give you plus 7x. When you multiply them together, it's going to give you minus 30x. Then you now rewrite the equation. You rewrite the equation. But when you want to rewrite the equation, you replace plus 7x with the two terms we have gotten here. So that's why we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 10x minus 15 is equal to 0. Then you now group them. You group it into two brackets. So you take out what common from first bracket, take out what common to the second bracket. For the first bracket, what common there is what? X. When you factorize it out, you have 2x minus 3. For the second bracket, what common here is what? Plus 5. When you factorize it out, what you are going to have left is what? 2x minus 3. I said that what you have is in the two brackets must be the same. So for you to know whether you get it right or wrong. If they are not the same, you are wrong. Or if they are the same, you are right. And when you want to achieve that similarity, do not manipulate. You ensure you follow the mathematical rule. After you're able to do that, then equate the two something out. I mean, take one out of the two brackets, equate it to 0. Take the two factors you got, add them together and equate it to 0. So you'll be able to get the values for x. So in this case, we have x is equal to one whole number 1 over 2, or x is equal to minus 5. So this is the method to use to solve factorization method. So if you understand this very well, you should be able to handle any factorization method, and you should be able to handle any quadratic equation using factorization method. So uh, before we go in this class, I want you to try these two questions. So, and you leave your answer in the comment, or you can contact me directly. So, if you have any difficulty solving them, you can let me know. Or you can lay your hand on any mathematical questions, textbooks, on any exercise. Try and see where to use factorization method. If you have difficulty in any of them, you can easily contact me, and we'll see how we can do it together. The first exercise here is will be find the root of the equation x squared plus 2x is equal to 15. Is equal to 15. And number two will be 2x squared 2x squared minus 11x plus 5 is equal to 0. So I wish you good luck. I'll be expecting uh, your answers. Thank you very much for watching.